It was a Thursday morning. I just gotten off work. I decided to go for a bike ride. At the end of the ride, I hit a curb and flipped over the handlebars, which caused the left handlebar to go through my right thigh. Two ladies saw the whole fall happen. One of the ladies took my hoodie and wrapped it around my leg to help stop the bleeding. And that's when I saw all the blood on my leg, and all I was thinking was, this is too much blood, this is it. And they just kept on talking to me, you know, you're gonna be okay. By the time I got into the ER, my mom had walked in right after us.
At that point, they knew she had lost a lot of blood. Her lips were as pale as her skin. Like, I could see freckles on her lips that I wouldn't normally see because your lips were red and pink.
I went into the emergency surgery, and that's when they found that I had punctured the artery in the vein.
I'm very grateful that everyone was where they were on that particular day, at that particular moment, for Laura. It made us thankful.
Laura's mother, Elizabeth, joins us now. And just 3 months after a near-fatal accident, please welcome Laura to the show. Welcome. I'm glad that we're seeing each other under these circumstances and not in the emergency room. I mean, we're sitting here looking at this handlebar. This is the handlebar that literally punctured, went through, broke the skin, impaled you, and almost killed you.
Yeah, that's, I mean, really all I can remember is just hitting something and just, you know, tumbling over.
So are you feeling 100% better, or do you still have a little recovery?
I mean, the fact that I can walk again, to me, is that was recovery enough. Yeah. I mean, I still, like, I don't have a lot of feeling in my leg, like right here, like, I don't feel myself doing that. Sometimes when I'm walking, my knee, like, it'll, like, kind of give out almost. Like, I'll kind of, like, bend down a little bit. It'll throb, but, I mean, that's it. Sometimes I'll have a pain, but honestly, it's worth it. It's the better option.
That's right.
My mom and my dad and my boyfriend did a lot for me for like 2-3 weeks. I mean, I couldn't do anything. The only way I could get out of the house was in a wheelchair.
And the reason, if you look at this animation, that this could have been a fatal injury is anytime you puncture an artery, it can lead to death. And in this case, it did puncture a smaller artery, but luckily it just barely missed the common femoral artery. That can lead to such severe blood loss that you can essentially what we call exsanguinate. Thank God that didn't happen to you. But you know what I think of with handlebars? Weapon.
Oh. Yeah.
They are a weapon. I've seen kids where they'll fall into the handlebar, and if it hits in this area, you can rupture your spleen. If it hits over here, you can rupture your liver without breaking the skin. Your case, it actually broke the skin. I actually landed once mountain biking, and I broke a rib from the handlebar.
Ooh.
That's why I always say, if you're going to go ride, understand that not only the handlebar, but the bike itself can be a weapon. You now know that.
Yeah.
If you are ever impaled with something like this, a blunt object, and it breaks through the skin, if you can, quick thinking on everyone's part with you is you don't want to move it around. Think about this. If you have ruptured a blood vessel and you pull it out, then it can lead to exsanguination because, believe it or not, when a blunt object is resting on a vessel, it's actually stopping the bleeding. So do whatever you can. Bulk layers around it so it doesn't move around. And just be so very careful because if you do pull it out or if it comes out on its own,
it's going to splurt everywhere.
Direct pressure is the only thing that's going to potentially save your life in that circumstance. And Mom, how do you feel after being through all this with your daughter?
I am thankful for medical professionals. You go to school for a long time for a reason.
Yes.
And having her here now and looking back, it's sometimes very surreal that it actually had happened. That when I see her scar sometimes when she comes downstairs and she's got shorts on, it's like, oh yeah, that happened a few months ago,
I'll see
didn't
it
it?
in the mirror and I'll be like, oh.
There it is.
Yeah, you know, it is. I'll forget.
And before we go, I am just mesmerized. I'm thinking about the amount of force that must have been necessary for this to break through the skin.
Yeah.
Down to your femur. I don't know that I've seen anything quite like that from this type of handlebar because I was expecting, you know, there to be sharp edges.
And the doctors all said that too.
Unbelievable.
A few times I caught doctors saying there must have been no cap on the end of it. And I always told them it's a carpal tunnel handle.
Yeah.
That's why they're shaped that way.
Well, we are just so very blessed that you're safe and sound. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Hey, I'm Dr. Travis Stork. Press here to subscribe to the doctor's YouTube channel and press here to help reduce tension.